started when you think about when David took over as CEO 5 years ago, as the CEO of Destination Cleveland, reworked the entire board. And that's about time I had the honor and pleasure of joining the team there. And we had this incredibly engaged board who realized that this is an economic development juggernaut as an organization. And it's really, because it's funded by hotel taxes that are paid by people who don't live here, it's like rocket fuel. It's one of the few parts of the economic development engine that really drives a lot of economic growth here and job growth, et cetera. So it really has become an industry. It is an industry here, and that's one of the big things we want to make sure was a takeaway, in that if you think about the employment base at approaching 70,000 employees, it's now roughly the same size as our manufacturing sector here in Cleveland. So with that, it's got the highest growth rate in the tourism industry here in terms of employment. Has the highest growth rate at 7.2% of any employment sector in the city and in the region. And really, the way we arrived at this conclusion was through a lot of data analytics and running it like a business and looking at it and saying, okay, how do we really make sure we tap into this rocket fuel and make sure that it continues to really become the gift that keeps on giving to our community? If you think about the impact and the amount of sales taxes, et cetera, that it throws off, it's about $1 billion. And that trickle, the way that the ripple effect it has to all the region is that it's about a $600 tax break to every household in the region. If you took away that revenue, there would be $600 less to fund all the services that occur or need to occur in our city. So it's one of the few organizations that grows the pie, and really the only one that's focused on growing this industry. As I mentioned, we're very data-driven. We knew that going into the RNC that it was going to be about what's next. We had this amazing run leading up to the RNC, but that was really the beginning of the end, as we like to talk about it, with our with our board, as we talked about really refreshing and revamping our strategic plan for the next 5 years, which we're in the middle of doing. And it's really not about just being average or meeting the averages of other cities, but to really make sure that Cleveland is on the map as one of the top tourist destinations in the world, and aspire to make sure that we really make sure this is an industry that grows for generations to come and become it is an engine for our region, and we want to make sure we feed it. So we also realize there are a lot of new hotels and a massive amount of infrastructure that's been spent, that's been built, and dollars spent, billions of dollars spent to build those hotels. And our board, as a board chair I represent, takes that responsibility very seriously to make sure that we do a great job. Bringing this rocket fuel into our region.